it out. Turn this off real quick. All right. Just wanted to do an update. Let's see. What does it say? 12.8 hours. 12.8 hours, nothing has broke. It's been 12.8 hours. I have not washed this thing. I've just been blowing it off. I need to wash it. But here's what it looks like. I mow over a little over 2 acres with it. Residential only. I will say that you do get a little dirtier on this one, and that's just because of this cutout. But every single mower in the market right now is doing that, and I think they're doing that for a bagging system. I don't need a bagging system. I don't want to bag all this. No. Everybody on the market pretty much has this in the residential. I mean, even the Toro Max, the new one that just came out, they all have that cutout, and I think it's to help attach not the vacuum, but the bagging system. You hook up a bagger and there's a big hose that comes in. So anyway, you do, I think, so all of them, I think you would get dirtier on just because of this situation. I'll put these down. But I still don't have, and the wind was so bad here. It was ridiculous. It was blowing in my eyes, but these belts are good to go. Everything's still tight. I don't have any belt problems. Zero. Had zero belt problems. Of course, low hours, but there's people that were saying, oh, it's kind of hard. It's tricky. It's tricky. But people were saying they were having problems with belts getting all messed up. But yeah, no, everything's working great. Everything works like it should. Don't get a lot of gription with these tires, that's true. Although it holds that little hill, but I tried to go to the other side to the other side of the hill is much steeper going towards the road, and ooh, yeah, did not do well. Like I said in the previous video, I could switch these out to like a Voodoo. They don't make, this is a 10-inch wheel. I mean 10 inches this way. It's a 20 by 10 by 8. Let's see, is that right? Or maybe it's only 8 inches this way, but I think the Voodoos come in a 10 wheel. I think this last digit is how big the tire is, the wheel, like the mag. So I think that's an 8. But I'm saying I can get a 10-inch. I can get different mags, and then I can adjust my deck accordingly and recheck my measurements to make sure they're right. Because I don't think the Voodoo tires come in an 8. It's like of a more aggressive, grippier tire. This one, it's just a very, very hard. It's not like the Carlisles. The Carlisles make one like this. It's softer. That was on my Toro Z Master, but you know, this is from all the fencing. I literally, this fencing, I have to bob and weave around the poles, but on the inside it's flat. The poles are on the outside, the inside is flat, and I literally just rub. I just rub right up against it. Probably shouldn't. I should probably weed whack more. I hate weed whacking, so I don't. I bought it. I can pull the paint off it if I want. But anyway, it's extremely windy. I will blow this off. I will probably wash it before I you know, put it away for the season. But look, another complaint was that these wore out really fast after 10 hours. I don't know where that guy was at. These are still mucho thicko. I mean, yeah, it's typical like dings and stuff, dings and rock chips and whatnot. But I have not lost any meat off those. I'm wondering if that guy, sorry, I've got allergies. I wonder if that guy is like in Florida or something, or someplace where it's really sandy. I don't know. I didn't know, but I'm not having any problems. I live in Middle Tennessee, so no sand here. It's all clay. But I've had no hiccups. I think after 10 hours, his seat was coming apart. Like I said, I keep mine, I said in the previous video, I keep mine in the garage. Like I said, I just blow this off, but my seat has not come apart. Also, I think he broke some deck parts, like where there was actual welds, like the welds that are holding this, but like this is all one piece. He has a 42, this is a 52. This is all one piece. It's pretty thick, 11 gauge, I think, and then it's connected there. So I haven't lost anything. I like the fact that this is the only 52 on the market that, or I think one of the only 52s on the market that has a scalp wheel on it. All the others don't have a scalp wheel, and I don't know why in the middle, and I think that's important. That was a big factor for me. I've had no issues with anything on this. The lights work. I don't need them right now. That's one of the reasons why I bought it, because I do mow I mean, I started mowing earlier today, but it takes me like 2 hours each time I mow. So if I'm at 12, I've mowed 6 times. Sorry, 6 times I've mowed with this mower. I've had no issues. I adjusted these down. They were up here. I went down 1, so it wasn't as high. And you can adjust the seat, which is another thing in this price point. The Toro Max, I don't believe you can adjust the seat. It's with knobs on the bottom. You have to adjust it the way, and this one has the lights. It's got the hour meter, and it's got a USB. 2 different like USBs connections that you can charge stuff while you're out here. Like if you want to charge your phone while you're listening to music. I got these Bluetooth connected to my phone so I can listen to music. But yeah, I have no issues with this thing. Nothing seems to be prematurely wearing or breaking. Yeah, I don't know, man. I only use it as residential. Like I said, my son and I used to do commercial mowing when he was in high school, and we used a 50-inch, or let's just say we mowed a lot of lawns. We weren't commercial. We mowed a lot of residential lawns. We used a 50-inch Cub Cadet, and it was an older style, and the deck kept breaking because we'd step on it by accident, because it was held in by this little piece of wire, and it would always break. So I ended up putting like chain link there, like a thin chain link, not a heavy chain, but a thin chain to keep it from breaking. This one, you're not supposed to step on it, but it's much sturdier. But I would let him, like if he was still in that business, I would let him use this kind of quasi commercial mowing, but I don't do any commercial mowing. Like I said, this is 2 acres, and that's what I do. Yeah, so very happy. I like the 52-inch. I had a 48-inch. I went a little bit bigger, and I didn't lose any space in the garage because the way they've designed, like literally, there's no. It's the same. The deck size is the same as my 48-inch that I had on my Toro. I do like Toro. I'm not downing Toro, but I had a very old Toro that had an 18 horsepower engine that was leaking oil. If you want to go back and look at some of my prior videos, I could not get it to stop. So I sold it to a guy, and he ended up selling it, trying to fix it too and selling it. He was going to swap an engine, but he had the same problems I was having. It's where the hydraulics were. It was hard to get an engine the right size to get underneath the hydraulics. And anyway, it can be done, but I was over it and decided to buy new. I've never bought new in my life. Was really worried when I bought this because I had heard some horror stories about it. I have no horror stories to tell. Really, really enjoy this mower. This company's been around since 1933. They did acquire Gravely. They didn't make Gravely's. They acquired them. So, we'll see how Gravely's stand up. I don't know much about them. I've always had Toros all my life, so I don't really know anything about that brand. I've run a couple of X-Marks, and I think Toro and X-Mark are now the same company as well. So it is what it is. But can't go wrong with those. Transmissions are not made by Ariens. They're the 2200s from Hydro Gear. They don't make the engine. That's a Kawasaki. It's a 23. This thing has so much power. I actually, when I fell off a little bit off the side of the hill, I was in some really tall grass and it didn't even care. But I did turn off the PTO because I was afraid. When I first moved into this house years ago, I threw a lot of rocks over that hill, big rocks that were probably taller than 3 inches. And I was thinking, oh my gosh, I'm gonna hit a spindle or hit a blade and break the spindle. So I turned off the PTO really quick, kind of worked my way around and got back up. But like I said, that is not a fault of this machine. This machine's lighter than the commercial Z Master that I had, but it's got a better seat because I had a really old Z Master. If you go back into my old YouTubes, you'd see that. But anyway, real happy. I wish they would have put the 5 gallon in. I mean, I've done my 2 acres and the gas is right there. So it will mow after when you can't see it. It will still continue to mow because I've mowed up to 2.4 acres without having to stop. So I know it'll do 2.4, but 5 gallons just would be better. Although this isn't a commercial mower, it's a high-end residential. It's one step below. You're almost entering into the commercial market. I could, my son, if he was younger and was still mowing lawns, I would let him use this on all his commercial accounts, to be honest. But I wouldn't be complaining on YouTube about it if anything went breakety break. However, I don't know if that guy's just really tough on his equipment or what, or maybe the 42-inch has different things. I don't know, but I'm extremely happy with my 52-inch thus far. Hope this helped you out. Okay, one more thing. This is it blown off, still dirty, but looks better. Nice thing is you have these little ports underneath so you can get that air and get most of the debris out. There's one piece, but you can get a lot of grass and junk out. You can lift that up and get it out. You can move the seat and get it out. I mean, the cut, I'm at 3 inches. I could go at 3.5 and I would actually have better stripes. There's no stripe kit on this thing, but I mean, I don't know. I think for weeds, I mean, how good can it be? It's all weeds and crap grass. But I can say this cut compared to the cut I had on the old Toro, and it was older. It's probably a 2005. I bought it used. This cut's better, much better. Of course, it's brand new, but I mean, even with new blades, the old Toro didn't have as even as a cut. I mean, I guess I would check and make sure like all of my blades and whatnot were sharp or whatever, but like this thing does not miss blades, and I don't ever feel like the engine's not big enough. I always felt like the engine wasn't big enough on the Toro, that 18 Kohler. It just, I don't know, there was oil leaking on the PTO, so that was part of the problem. It was getting on the blades. I mean, excuse me, not the blade. It was getting on the belts. So yeah, it was causing some slippage. I still have to do my ditch. I did part of it, but can't get in that little groove. I have a little push mower I'm gonna push, and then I usually weed whack. This hill is just so steep. That's always been an issue, but there's no commercial market out there that's gonna allow you to do that. I gotta put seed. I mean, like I said, this house was built like I guess 2.5 years ago, just slapped together pretty much as construction is nowadays, and they just threw whatever seed they had. Probably, if they even put seed on this part of it, they probably just put it around here. I don't know, just weeds. But I mean, hey, it's green right now.